Why are Gen Z and pro-Palestine supporters boycotting Starbucks? Your next Starbucks coffee could be brewing with international conflict. The global coffee giant is at the center of a contentious intersection between corporate influence, international politics, and consumer activism. We'll delve into the controversial relationship between Starbucks and politics, exploring how corporations often become entangled in broader global issues. This time, the spotlight is on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the BDS movement. BDS stands for Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions. BDS was launched in 2005 and has become a global force with significant impact. The core objective of BDS is to provide economic pressure on the Israeli government to abide by international law and end its occupation of the Palestinian territories, and stop the ongoing creation of illegal settlements in the West Bank. This movement advocates for the boycott of Israeli products, divestment from companies complicit in these policies, and sanctions against Israel. As with any movement, BDS has faced its fair share of criticism. One common argument against BDS is that it might inadvertently harm Palestinians more than help them. Critics argue that BDS measures can lead to reduced job opportunities and hinder economic prospects for Palestinians. Another critical perspective casts BDS as a form of anti-Semitism, connecting the condemnation of Israeli state policies with hatred of Jewish people. Organizations like the Anti-Defamation League, or ADL, raise concerns that BDS goals reject or ignore the Jewish people's right to self-determination and could potentially lead to the eradication of the world's only Jewish state. These accusations of anti-Semitism have been highly debated. While some governments and groups have taken steps against BDS, others argue that such accusations restrict freedom of speech and the right to criticize the Israeli state. So, what's the connection between Starbucks and BDS? Starbucks found itself embroiled in a legal dispute with its US workers' union over a pro-Palestinian social media post. This post, shared by Starbucks Workers United, expressed support for Palestine just days after the war began on October the 7th. Starbucks claimed that this post had damaged its reputation and filed a lawsuit against the union for trademark infringement. Starbucks demanded that the union change its name and logo. The union responded with its own lawsuit alleging Starbucks had defamed them by implying that it supported terrorism and violence. This isn't the first time that Starbucks has been accused of supporting Israeli occupation. Back in the early 2000s, around the time of the Second Intifada, false rumors were circulating about the Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz allegedly donating millions of dollars to support the IDF. The company responded with a statement debunking the accusation in 2006 and then again in 2009. Although Starbucks is not an official BDS target and has not been publicly supported by those spearheading the boycott movement, the organic TikTok campaign to boycott Starbucks has served as a gateway for the general public to discover BDS. This legal battle emphasizes how even a global corporation like Starbucks can become entangled in political controversies, often due to the actions of its affiliates. As a result, protesters targeted Starbucks during rallies. This dispute highlights the fine line that companies must walk when addressing matters as divisive as the Israeli-Palestine conflict. The reaction to the lawsuit is also a testament to the public's, specifically Gen Z's, hyper-awareness of a company or brand's values and wanting to ensure that they are aligned with their own. With the advent of social media, consumer activism has reached new heights. Platforms like TikTok showcase empty Starbucks stores, and users call for boycotts in favor of local coffee shops or home-brewed coffee.
Do you know what that tastes like? Like a company that doesn't support genocide.
It's essential to note that Starbucks is no stranger to political controversies. To name a few, in 2015, Starbucks attempted to tackle the issues of race relations in the form of the Race Together campaign, with baristas encouraged to write the phrase on coffee cups to spark conversation. They faced criticism for being insensitive and tone-deaf. In the same year, during the holiday season, they once again found themselves in hot water. With the release of plain red cups, absent of the usual Christmas designs, it became known as the Red Cup controversy, with some calling it War on Christmas. The company also faced backlash during the US presidential elections in 2016 and 2019. In 2016, Starbucks' CEO, Howard Schultz, endorsed Hillary Clinton. In a unique form of protest, some Trump supporters visited Starbucks stores and ordered their coffees in Trump's name. They even took to social media platforms to share their actions. However, the effectiveness of this protest remained a subject of debate. Fast forward to 2019. Schultz once again came under fire for hinting at a possible presidential run.
Billionaire businessman with zero political experience becoming president? What could possibly go wrong?
And then, of course, there was 2018. 2 black men were arrested in Philadelphia, triggering accusations of racial profiling. This transcended a PR concern, as the incident served as a poignant reflection of societal struggles with racial bias. In response, Starbucks took a significant step by temporarily closing US stores for anti-bias training, a move that was both praised for addressing systematic issues and skepticism to its sincerity. In the same year, they also revised the bathroom policy, permitting anyone, customer or not, to use its facilities. Whilst celebrated for inclusivity, the policy shift raised apprehensions as it could be misused. The effects of these boycotts are indeed widespread. However, the question remains: how have they affected Starbucks' bottom line, and how will Starbucks respond? Starbucks' entanglement in these boycotts reflect the broader challenges corporations face when navigating complex political and social issues. This case study sheds light on the intricate relationship between global businesses, international politics, and grassroots movements. As we continue to explore the ever-evolving landscape of politics and consumer activism, the Starbucks BDS clash serves as a compelling example of the power that consumers and social media can wield in today's interconnected world.
With a positive environment, you can do anything you want.